Like I told you before, they serve a dual purpose. You de-stash your yarn and you make some bags to move stuff in. You can make them super fast in like 3 hours. Hi everyone! Welcome to my yarn chaos. As you can see, things are in disarray. I got a lot of stuff out of place because I'm moving. One thing I have been wanting to show you, and I feel really bad because I haven't been able to write a pattern or make a tutorial for this yet because I've just had a lot of packing and moving stuff to do. But I have been making my moving bags, which serve a dual purpose. One, I am stash busting huge amounts of yarn. See that basket right there? I filled it and emptied it like twice, full of yarn stash. It's about emptied for the second time. I'm going to have to fill it up a third time, and that's a bag in it. I don't know how many bags I've made. Willie has taken one to put his clothes in, to pack his clothes in. So I just want to show you what's going on here. Okay, these are the bags. So far I've got the, let's see, that one right over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those guys are filled. This one's filled. 5. Actually, I can still probably put a little more in them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are kind of filled with a couple of whip projects. Oh, this is my whip bag for my Havana blanket that I have not finished of my mosaic. So I have to find the rest of this and put it in this bag. You may be wondering how I make these marvelous bags. I'm gonna grab this one. I think this one might be my favorite. This is the basic bag. With this one, I held 6 strands of yarn together. And with this, you really do not have to be picky about the yarn you use, just because I've got so much extra yarn that I'm not going to use in any projects. I kind of put all my pinks together in this bag, and I ran a sparkly gray through it. It's the ice yarn, sparkle something. I have no idea of knowing how much yarn I used. All I know is I used all my scraps of pink yarn, and there are some that are like whole bags of yarn or whole skeins of yarn that I've used that I knew I would never use in anything else anyway, so I ran those all the way through. That's what gives it a cohesive look. When you're using 6 strands and 2 or 3 of them, even 1 or 2 of them, are cohesive, like the same skein all the way through, and then you add little scraps of other ones, it still makes it look like it all goes together. What I like to do too is if I'm making a black bag like this one has black solid, well, it has some purple in it all the way through too, but black is the main solid color, so it all makes it look like it all goes together. This is a different thing that I do too. I kind of gradient. Like I'll start with all pink on the bottom, pinks and grays, and then as I add a new color or whatever, like I started adding turquoise, and like the next pink that runs out, I'll use another turquoise. So by the end, you know, all the pink strands have turned to blue strands, or almost all. So that's how I gradient it. Gradiate it. The way I make it is super duper simple. And I know I'm going to be making a tutorial for it soon, but I just want to explain it to you real fast in case you want to make some of your own soon, and in case you are moving. I'm going to call these the Scraptastic Moving Bags because Like I told you before, they serve a dual purpose. You destash your yarn and you make some bags to move stuff in. You can make them super fast in like 3 hours. So what I do is I use my pink sheep design DIY challenge hook. I'm sorry, Evelyn, I haven't decorated it yet because I've been keeping this baby constantly busy. It has literally been crocheting constantly, and it's been crocheting so much I've worn some of the lines in it. I don't know if you can see them. This is a for those of you who don't know, Evelyn from Pink Sheep Design, her husband, Will Print for Credits, makes 3D hooks. He prints 3D crochet hooks. This for the DIY challenge, I even got Sharpies to decorate it yet, but I'm afraid if I color it, then it will rub off on my yarn, and I'm not prepared for that. So it stayed naked right now. This is a size 18 millimeter hook. I use an 18 millimeter hook with 6 strands of yarn. It's right around there. Like, I'll say 6 strands of 4 weight. I could go anywhere from 6 to 8 depending on what size yarn you're using, what your tension's like, all that. But let's say for the purposes, if you're making your own bag, start out with an 18 millimeter hook and 6 strands of 4 weight yarn, because most people have 4 weight yarn, and scraps of 4 weight yarn if you have lots of yarn and scraps. Then make a hexagon, just a single crochet hexagon. I don't do it in one big swirl. When I make my hexagons or my circles or whatever, I don't like to do the continuous round because I get lost and I end up frogging a lot if I don't have a definite end to each row. So, you know, like the first round will be make a magic circle or whatever, you know, you use to make that middle circle, whether it's a magic circle or chain 3, attach and crochet 6 in the middle. The first round will have the single crochets, and then at the end of the round you slip stitch, chain 1, start on the next round. So the next round for the hexagon is 2 single crochets into each single crochet from the previous round. When you get to the end of that round, slip stitch, single crochet, start on the third round. The third round, right there, single crochet 1 into that first single crochet 2 into the next single crochet, and then do that pattern all the way around. Into that round, you'll have 3 times 6, 3 because there's 3 stitches in the pattern. Hexagon, you go 6 times, total of 18 stitches. And then you'll, like the next round, you'll have 2 single crochets and then 2 single crochets in 1. And then the next round you'll have 3 single crochets in each single crochet, and then 2 single crochets in 1. And you keep doing that till you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows or 6 rounds. Like the last round you have should be 6 single crochets and then 2 single crochets for a total of 8 single crochets in the pattern. Get it, like 1 single crochet per single crochet, and then the last single crochet but 2. So all the way around you will have 48 single crochets. And the next part is super easy. You slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet all the way around, slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet all the way around until it is as tall as you want it. I didn't count the number of rows just because I just kind of wing it. And I kind of just make it as tall as I want to. Like some of my bags are taller than others. I also kind of like how it looks. It looks like a little shirt. I kind of like that. The other thing I like about it too is since I'm ending, I'm not going like one solid all the way around. It looks like it has a zipper up the back. That's where I join the round and begin a new one. So what I do to make the handle, what you want to do is, okay, remember there's 48 stitches. So what I do is when I start the row where I'm going to start making the handles and stuff, I crochet 8 right there. And then I chain 7, but I skip 8 stitches and join right there. So there'll be 8 stitches, but only 7 chains. And the reason I do that is because it makes the top a little, it doesn't make it all like wide mouth, you know. For some reason, it just looks straighter when I do it like that instead of bigger. Just that little, you know, skipping that 1 stitch. Then what I do, you're at this part, when you join it back in there, single crochet 7, and then I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well. Yeah, right there. I decrease a stitch right there, and that's right on the side of the bag. So it's 7 decrease single crochet and then 7 more till you get to this handle. 7 chain stitches, but skip 8 stitches. And then with this one, it's a little different because I started over here and I didn't decrease any. So you'll crochet 6 and decrease on this last stitch before you slip stitch and join. I hope this is making sense. Like I said, I'm definitely going to make a tutorial and pattern when I get all moved in. But, you know, if you guys just can't wait, which, you know, sometimes I'm like that. I'm like, dude, I want to make that pattern. I want to make that thing now, but I can't because, you know, this lady isn't making a tutorial and stuff. So I'm just explaining it real fast. Okay. Then the next, there are only 3 more rows left. And what you do on these, there's 2 rows. This one and this one, just single crochet in every single crochet and chain around. And at the end of that, remember we skipped, there were only 7 chains, and then we decreased twice, you know, on either side right here. So there's a total of 44 single crochets. So 44 single crochets all the way around. Then the way I finish off the top here is I just alternate single crochet, slip stitch, single crochet, slip stitch all the way around for that 3rd row, and that makes 22 slip stitches, 22 single crochets. And then you just, you know, tie it off and weave in the ends. So there you go. I would love for you to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how easy that one is to understand. Albeit this wasn't like a total tutorial, but I do want to show you guys because I am just so happy at the fact that I am able to de-stash and make moving bags at the same time. You guys, let me know if this is helpful. I would love, love, love. Give me a thumbs up if it was helpful. Give me a thumbs down if it wasn't. And I would love to hear anything in the comments. Yes, you guys, I'm still going crazy nuts because moving. But everything will be back to normal soon, except it won't look like this. It'll be a different place. Okay, you guys, mwah, love you, and thank you so much for watching. And if you guys were able to follow that and make any of these bags, I would love to see them on my Instagram. I would love to see them on my Instagram and my Facebook group. And just put the hashtag Scraptastic Moving Bag. That's what I'm going to call it. The Scraptastic Moving Bag. Bye. So